So if you need a car that you can wear your top hat in, it could be you need the Honda M box. This and many more interesting cars from Bister Scramble. Keep watching. Welcome to Lot 76 Cars. My name is Simon and today we're at the final Bister Scramble of 2025. What an absolutely fabulous event this is already shaping up to be. Some great classics, supercars, a few modified cars in there as well. So without further ado, let's go and take a look, shall we? So Ian Callum, famed Jaguar designer, his company have bought effectively the license to wooden picket, or maybe the rights to the name, and they've recreated the famous wooden picket minis that people like Peter Sellers, the Beatles and others had back in the day, and they've created this, and haven't they done a brilliant job? You can see the LED lamps at the front, it's got the wooden picket logoed wheels, real attention to detail here, still got the old mini mirrors. They've never changed over history. They've given me the option of having a look inside, and you know what, I'm going to take it. Let's have a look. Beautiful door cards, aren't they? Again, familiar mini door cards, aluminium door furniture there. Beautifully, how they squeeze those seats in the mini, God only knows. Beautifully upholstered inside, isn't it? I mean, of course it's a huge price, but you're going to get something that is really special. I think the model David Gandy has in fact ordered one of these. I think he's probably got the first. Some lovely touches there on the C-pillar with a wooden picket there, a central exhaust at the bottom, right at the back. Wow, even the lights have been tweaked slightly, haven't they? Well, forgive me for taking a while to walk you through that one, but that one is absolutely lovely, isn't it? I'll try and put the price on screen if I remember. So a company called Alan Mann ran Ford's racing program back in the 60s, and this was their colour, and this particular car is a recreated so-called Alan Mann 68 edition, built by a company called Borum Motorworks. The difference is with these guys is they're officially sanctioned by Ford to do it. You know, to have the licensing, and they're going to build other cars as well. They're going to build an RS200 amongst other recreations from the Ford back catalogue. Well, it looks fantastic. Apparently the first customer cars are being built at the moment, so somebody's obviously stumped up the asking price, haven't they? With a 1221 engine and just 47 brake horsepower, this is a Scoda Octavia from, I think, 1964. I think this is the first use of the Octavia name. This is one of a handful of right-hand drive cars that exist, and this one's owned by Scoda GB. So great to see they've got their own heritage collection. It's got a hint of minx in there, hasn't it? Is it me? Do you think it's got a hint of Hillman minx? Well, it's a very rare car, isn't it? It's got a bit of a hint of Fiat 500 at the back if you follow that line down the back part of the passenger compartment. Well, interesting looking car. So we're going to show you something quite special now. Now, yes, it's an MGA. I know that you know that, viewers of the channel, but this is a frontline MGA. Now, these guys built a Mazda MX-5 engined MGB GT recently, but this one's really something quite special. It's got 225 horsepower, twin can engine with a 5-speed manual transmission, and they've absolutely gone to town on this one. So what I do like about these sort of resto mods, very subtle on the outside in terms of what Frontline have done. They're at pains to show people how much work they have actually done, so it would be rude not to share that with you. I mean, you could pretty much almost eat your dinner off the underside of the vehicle, completely rebuilt, going to last a bit longer than the original in terms of rust protection, beautifully upholstered inside, and you know, even the finishing touches like the Frontline badge, look at that, really done properly and integrated with the design. And whatever you think about resto mods, actually you must admit they've done that one pretty well, haven't they? Looking absolute eyeful is this McLaren Mercedes SLR, actually built by McLaren on behalf of Mercedes. 636 horsepower. Well, I don't doubt it. Look at that. Let's just get a close up in there for the cooling. Oh my god, you're going to need cooling when you've got an engine that powerful. Many of these were taken back in more recent years, and enhancements have been made by McLaren themselves, McLaren Special Operations, and this looks like one of them. It's got that massive carbon splitter at the back. It's a beautiful colour, isn't it? And if there was any doubt it was an MSO car, the number plate tells us that one. Wow, that is quite an eyeful, isn't it? Well, built to K-car dimensions, it's a Honda M box. It's scarcely believable that the footprint of this is actually so small. I think these are what, just about 600cc. The N box must be about one of the tallest K-cars I think I've ever seen. It's even got a spoiler, which seems a little bit ambitious, and it's so-called the custom model, made in Japan. Well, there is never any doubt it's made in Japan. Well, we're still in the M section here with this lovely E46 generation CSL Coupe Sportlight. All of these came as standard with the SMZ sequential manual box. Some have been converted to manuals. Some people like that box, other people don't. Then we have got one of the Batmobile 3 CSLs here. 3 litre CSL, so-called, even proclaimed itself as Batmobile. Got the M series stripes on. Absolutely massive spoiler, again probably part of BMW's own heritage collection, I suspect, certainly in this sort of condition. 1973 it says there, and still 206 horsepower. That wasn't bad going in the 70s, was it really? Step it up a bit, and we've got one of the icons. We've got the E30 generation car with that higher boot line here. Again, a BMW UK car, high boot line with a spoiler on there, really built for touring car racing, or only left-hand drive supplied, even to the UK. And this one's a beauty, isn't it? I'll say that a few times. And we'll finish off this section with the M5 CS, is it the F11 generation cars or G generation cars? I'm a bit lost for a second, put it in the comments. But Chris Harris had one of these as well. These were built in very limited numbers in this sort of satin green finish. It looks quite attractive actually, to carbon fibre roof, and a real brute in a suit, isn't it? Excellent. This is the BMW E61 series, E60 being the saloon, 61 being the touring. Probably the more attractive looking of the Bangle created or overseen 5 series. This one, as an M5, has got the motorsport developed V10, what developed from when BMW in Formula 1. Very unusual colour to see it in this solid sort of forest green. And doesn't that look nice? It's got this sort of corduroy interior. It looks suspiciously like the one Chris Harris had. Without he's repainted it, it's one somebody who's done a similar job with the interior by the look of it, attracting a lot of attention as well. So there's a huge collection of M cars here. So BMW brought along a few as well. This is the M2 CS. I think this has got over 500 horsepower and even more carbon fibre than the standard cars. The colour, I'm not sure whether the camera picks it up that well. We'll try and get a bit more into the light. It's sort of like a purple violet colour. It does look incredible. The one thing I would say about that car is the wheels have got a hint of gold in them. Wow, look at the size of those discs. Are they carbon discs? Yeah, they're Brembo carbon discs if you the camera focuses in enough on that one. Super quick car. Carbon roof as well, in case you needed it to be even more lightweight. And you know what, for a recent BMW, it doesn't actually look too bad. It's not as over exaggerated as some of their designs, is it? So we've barely scratched the surface here at the Bicester Scramble. Plenty more cars to see, but at this point, if I could ask you to subscribe to the channel, like and share the videos, it would really help the channel out. And without further ado, the show continues. So you can always find some interesting cars tucked away out of the main parking at Bicester. Just out of the centre is this fabulous Peugeot 504. It's a right-hand drive car. It's got a factory sunroof. I wonder if it's a South African one, perhaps. Beautiful condition, that velour interior. Got that sort of how that boot line drops down towards the back. I mean, you did used to see these, but I haven't seen one of these for years. That is in fantastic condition, isn't it? What a workhorse. Probably some of those running around in the Middle East and in Africa still today. Well, viewers, this is a rare car, especially in that condition. It's an Audi 80 LS. Now, I think it's what's called the B1 generation. We've got to remember, Audi wasn't the powerhouse it is now amongst the prestige manufacturers. Back in the day, it grew out of what was, I think, Auto Union, where the 4 rings came from. But this one is such a rare car. I'm absolutely mesmerised. I haven't seen an 80 of that age. What's that, 73 perhaps, 73, 74. Very nicely patinated, not over restored. It looks like it's in regular use. Oh, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really liking that one. So, built by a father and son over a 14-year period, this particular BMW E21 has won the competition to be immortalised into a Hot Wheels toy, a 1/64 scale Hot Wheels toy. Now, it's got a Rover V8, a Rover 420 horsepower Rover V8. They've done an absolutely brilliant job with this. We'll just to echo the DTM type details, DTM cars, and haven't they done a job? Not sure about the Rover V8, what people think about that, but you cannot argue with the workmanship that's gone into that car. That's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Well, that's handy, having a fuel gauge on the outside of the tank, isn't it? Wow. So shout out to those guys. Removable steering wheel. Yeah, not only done extremely well, but the finish on the paint is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? What a car. I'm impressed with that one. Arguably, this could be the car that saved BMW from bankruptcy. It's the Neue class, or new class, built under the stewardship of the Quant family, who owned a BMW, but might not have done if it hadn't been successful. It's got that familiar shark nose and BMW styling that set the pace of BMWs for generations. Really rare to see these. Due to import tax in the UK, not so many sold in right-hand drive at the time. BMWs only became popular post the changes in terms of taxation. But what a lovely car. Great looking cars, aren't they? Long-term channel viewers might recognise this Mark II Cortina. It looks like a Crayford, but it's not. I remember chatting with the owner a few years ago now, and basically he built it himself. It was a long hot summer day, so he took his angle grinder to his 2-door Mark II Cortina and he created this. He didn't do a bad job. He said that at first it wasn't particularly stable, and he put some bracing in it afterwards to sort of bring it into line with what Crayford did. But this is what he built at home on his own, and it's survived all these years. Absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Well, I've got a Mercedes 190e, but it doesn't look anything like this DTM created monster, and it's got the full sort of Marlboro type trim, petrol hedonism, and massive rear spoiler. Do you think I should do this to mine? I'd shake things up a little bit on the channel, wouldn't it? Good lord, I might just keep those plastic wheel trims after all and forget the spoiler. Never mind. Well, this early Land Cruiser looks like it means business. It's got a big old winch, a Winchmax winch, which will help rescue anybody or help rescue itself if you wrap it around a tree. It's got obviously the ability to breathe in deep water with that air intake up there. Wow. The wheels look really cool. The Fundmetal wheels look absolutely brilliant, don't they? Well, it looks like it's in regular use and not just a show toy. Got a fuel tank on the back, and if you didn't know, it's four-wheel drive. Well, of course it's four-wheel drive. It's a Land Cruiser. Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? So another birthday boy here is the Lotus Esprit, originally designed by Giugiaro. I think this is the facelifted version here, designed by Oliver Winterbottom, and then subsequently it went through a few iterations here. Eventually Peter Stevens designed a version of this very late. This I think is the Peter Stevens car. It's a GT3, absolutely glorious looking GT3. And then next to it we've got another one. I think it's probably what, Series 2 car, 2.2. That looks fantastic. And then of course, well, what we've got here, one that's reminiscent of the Bond one as well. Spend a bit of time, just walk around the back of that one. Who didn't think as a child that these really could go underwater in a James Bond film? We've got every possible variation here. If you're into Lotus Esprits, you're obviously in the right place here. We've got a Turbo Esprit. A few YouTubers have had those, including I think Harry Metcalf had one as well. What a fabulous collection of Esprits. The biggest number of Esprits I've ever seen together. Now, going from memory, this coupe, I think it's the E24 generation. I stand corrected if I've got that wrong, so apologies, but what I do know, it's I think the earliest 633 CSI, not the 635, which is far more common. Right hand drive, beautiful interior. Oh, it is an E24. Thank goodness somebody's put it, called Goldie. There's the probably the Instagram address. It's quite an eyeful of a car. It's in beautiful condition. Factory roof on there. That shark front as well. Doesn't that look absolutely lovely? Yeah, I like that. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether that's a 512 Superfast or not, but what I am sure about, it's an absolute eyeful of a Ferrari, isn't it? I absolutely love the colour. It's got that beautiful tan interior. Isn't that a really pretty Ferrari? Nothing vulgar about that. What a fantastic long distance tourer that would be, I suspect. Beautiful. Well, there is anything and everything here. We've got an Alpha 145. I think we skipped over the Alpha 33. I think that followed the sun. This was the next generation of Alpha small family cars. Interesting glass arrangement. There seems to have quite a bit of glass on the rear side. That even though it's only a 3-door. Matt Richardson from Furious Driving's got one of those, which he loves dearly. But this twin spark is in beautiful condition. It really is epic. So this is a sort of Polestar that I like. It's the Polestar 3. And it's the Ice Race edition. It's still got a back window. They delete the back window on some of their larger vehicles, which is always perplexing to me. It's got the tyres on top. It really looks pretty mean with those OZ alloys, like it means business. Helpfully, it's the tyre pressures, the ride height and the dampers. I think it's probably got the Öhlins dampers that you can actually adjust yourselves. Some lovely detail features in there, and quite honestly, they've done it really well. It does look so much more purposeful as a sort of semi-rally or off-road car. Looks like the lights there are flashing. They're not actually. I think it's what the refresh rate on the video, but that's quite an eyeful, isn't it? I like that. Well, I've never quite seen a Honda CR-V, an early Honda CR-V like this. Looks like a Japanese car. It's got the full collection of Japanese wing mirrors on it, and it's the roll hard edition. They've reduced the ride height, they've put those wheels on it, and you know what? It doesn't look half bad, to be honest with you. Somebody's done a cracking job with that one. I'm not sure how capable they were off-road anyway in Mark 1 versions. Got that sort of Japanese mirror underneath there. I'm not sure how useful they were, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I think somebody's done absolutely quite a cracking little job. What do you think about that one? Put it in the comments. It's not too in your face, is it? I could probably make a video just about this vehicle on its own, this Anglia 5 cubic weight van. It looks like it's probably hiding underneath there a Z-Tech, Ford Z-Tech engine. I'm not sure, I'd have to check that one. Whoever has done this has restored it to an incredible standard. I mean, you know, honestly, yes, it's modified, but it's so subtle and it's done so well. There's not a lot you can actually complain about. We're going to have a walk around the back now. It is tagged as the Carbon Collective, bit of a rip-off of the Porsche badge there. Actually looks quite nice inside. Shall we show you? You have a look in there as well? It's open. It would be rude not to. In fact, it's a BDA engine, I've just heard somebody say, not the Z-Tech, but goodness, that for me is one of the most impressive vans certainly I've seen in a while. Lovely. What a glorious green Alfa Sud this is. It's a super, it's a slightly later car. Got the bumpers with the rubbers in, the earlier ones didn't, they were just chrome. Got the steel wheels on there. It's a right hand drive car. Goodness, has this survived in the UK? Can't be the case, surely, can it? The super designation, the 5Ms, and a relative of mine had a 5M. They just had the sticker down there with 5M on. No expense spared. The later cars did actually have a hatchback. They always looked like they should have a hatchback, didn't they? There can't be too many. That's what, from 79? Goodness, that's in great order, isn't it? So Volkswagen designed the XL1 to do, I think, 100 kilometers on 1 litre of diesel. They didn't sell too many of them, and they are very, very rare cars. You do see them for sale. They did produce enough that there are quite a few in circulation. Not an awful lot of rear vision here. Tapers in. Probably you can see how the body tapers in here. I'll do that without falling over. I've only ever seen one in the past before. Massively aerodynamic, isn't it? Incredible. Well, a couple of very elegant looking cars, and we'll talk about the other one in a second, but this is an Alvis TD21. Now, it was a special build car, and it was built for a Swiss customer, or so it says, and then subsequently upgraded to TE spec. Some lovely features on here, aren't there? Look at those sort of mini fins on the back. Incredible. It says special, so I guess there's a special bodied element to this that wasn't on the standard cars. It is truly, I love the wrap-round glass window. I'm not quite sure what it reminds me of from some angles. Now next to it we've got the Holy Grail, the one I always seem to see so many of these, and they only produced 100 or so if you count the one that was built from parts. Built down at Southampton. Yes, it is a Gordon Keeble. I absolutely am fascinated by these, the tortoise or turtle motif, the fact that the company went out of business even with a full order bank due to one of the issues with their suppliers, or steering racks who had gone on strike. But these are absolutely lovely, aren't they? Beautiful looking cars, Italian styled, fabulous. Yet another Alvis, and I make no apologies because this one's truly beautiful. It's bodied by Gruber. I think they were Swiss. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's got some very sleek lines there, hasn't it? This truly is elegant. Well, it said it was Zybarted, so it's obviously worked. Keep it in this condition. A left-hand drive car. Looks immense, doesn't it? You just drink that in, basically. That and the Alvis behind it. Two very pretty cars. Designed by a chap called Henrik Fisker, who went on to produce the Karma under his own name. But when he worked at BMW under the stewardship of Bangle, you believe it or not, Chris Bangle, they produced this Z8, which was supposed to be an evocation of the ill-fated and commercial disaster that was the 507. Very pretty cars, the 507. They did a great job, but in recent years these 4.9 litre rear engine cars have started to get quite a following, and don't they look a treat? Some lovely features, quite understated wheels on there. Some nice chrome work, lovely interior. I'm not sure if you can pick that up on camera completely. What a car! And there's another one in the background if you need to see what it looked like with a hardtop on. So built by renowned Ferrari specialist Dick Engineering is this Atlanta reboot of a 30s brand. I'd never heard of this brand before. Apparently I think they featured at Le Mans back in the day, and they've rebooted the brand. Wow, well that's another one that I wasn't aware of, so I'll have to try and remember that one for later. Every day's a school day, isn't it? Now it would be criminal to describe the Ultima as a kit car, which it's not. And in fact so good that McLaren allegedly used these as mules to develop the original F1. This one's got the LS7 7 litre, yes, 7 litre Corvette engine in it. That is going to shift. It probably weighs barely more than a crisp packet. Lashings of carbon fibre on there. That's none of your stick-on Halfords carbon fibre, I'm sure. Wow, that is quite a machine actually. Lovely. So tucked away between a couple of Land Rovers is this Jensen Healey. Now Donald Healey was chairman of Jensen for a while. I didn't know that actually, but till I read up on that one. And during that period Jensen assembled these. I think the block is a Vauxhall engine, or certainly based on a Vauxhall stroke Lotus fettled unit, and these are quite attractive looking cars. Great alternative to some of the other soft tops from the period. I do like the GT version of these. Goodness, you couldn't have exhausts that stick out that much these days, could you? Take your legs off. Wow, interesting colour. Looks like a BL Sanglo colour. A brave choice for a convertible, I guess. So somebody quite rightly has given this one a golden ticket to bring to the inner display. Yes, it's a Renault 5 Super Sank, but the GT Turbo, and it's a pre-facelift car with all the plastic in fantastic order. So many of these cars didn't survive the max power era, but this one did. The plastic's right, the car looks right, it's got the original dealer sticker or reproduction of it in the back. Gordon Bennett was the period advertising, and the owners put that in there, and it said Renault build a better car. I'll let you decide that one. So we've got a lot still to see here. V12 version of the V8 Vantage, obviously not the V8, the V12 in that instance. A Mustang, a Turbo Esprit, a beautiful and now out of production sadly early-ish F-Type Jaguar. That one looks glorious. And we've even got, for those that prefer, a Martini logoed Porsche for the shy and retiring, or if you wish, for the even less shy, a TVR T350C. Well, that colour, we'll just try and get around the front of that one because that changes from every angle. Not sure if the camera picks up how much change that colour goes through. It's a real chameleon, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Celebrating a scarcely unbelievable half century is Jaguar's XJS, originally XJ-S and then just became XJS later in life, created by a chap called Malcolm Sayer, who was also instrumental in the look of the E-Type Jaguar. I think there was some carry forward components here. Car got a facelift later on in life, but this is a beautiful, very early Primrose car, absolutely from the first full year of production. I was chatting with the owner about this one. Absolutely superb. Then we're going to have a look at the later, there was a cabriolet version before they went to the full convertible. We've got the cabriolet here. I think Princess Diana had one of these, and hers was fitted with rear seats. And then subsequently, to complete the set, they eventually did manage to come up with a full open top design. Absolutely brilliant cars, starting to become appreciated, particularly as the anniversary is here now. Don't those look an absolute treat? Fabulous. Happy birthday XJS, eh? So I've created for the UK series of Pimp My Ride with an aircraft theme is this Bredvan Polo. It's 1991 Polo. Hopefully you can maybe just about pick out the seats, the airline seats. There's airline seats in there, although apologies, they don't show too well on camera. And it's obviously been passed on to a subsequent owner, but it's survived really well. A lot of these TV project cars built for TV, and they last about as long as some TV programs afterwards. But this one, Lana 01, maybe just pick the interior. Wow, Got TVs in the back of the front seats. Goodness, that's quite an effort, isn't it? Love that. So from a birthday party of XJSs at Bister Scramble, once again, as always, thanks for watching us on Lot 76 Cars. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.